Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. So, as mostly everybody knows, for the first 3 seasons, Princess Sophia's amulet has not only been giving her powers and curses depending on her deeds, but there were also times where it summoned several Disney princesses to help her whenever she gets into certain trouble. And so far, we've only seen the amulet summon Cinderella, Jasmine, Belle, Ariel, Aurora, Snow White, Mulan, Rapunzel, Tiana, Merida, and, well, Olaf, which was courtesy of Miss Nettle's crazy crystals. But after Princess Elena was freed, there were a couple times where the amulet summoned Sophia to help another princess. And the episode I decided to blog today is the very first time where it happened. Airing on television on August 12, 2016, this is Beauty is the Beast. Now, let's get started. In this episode, while playing bewitching bowling in the garden, Sophia's amulet summons her to the Kingdom of Isleworth to help Princess Charlotte, who has been turned into a beast by an enchantress, as punishment for rejecting a goblin's request to be invited to her summer royal ball. In order to break Charlotte's curse, she has to become true friends with a goblin. So, what do I think? Well, I really loved this one. I'm really serious. It's a really good episode. I love the story, the animation, and the friendship/romance plot. In fact, I really wish I could have uploaded this episode on Valentine's Day recently. If only the weekend wasn't so busy. Anyway, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, this episode's title and story is obviously a nod to the 1991 acclaimed animated classic Beauty and the Beast, and it shares the same name as a manga series by Tomo Matsumoto. Also, this episode would have to be the second in Sophia's series to reference Beauty and the Beast. The previous one being The Amulet and the Anthem, where Belle made a guest appearance. And to this day, I can't believe that episode aired on the exact same day when my blog series was born. Plus, like with Beauty and the Beast, the moral of this episode is true beauty comes from within. Also to note, not only is this episode the first time where Sophia's amulet summons her to help another princess rather than summoning another princess to help her, but it is revealed that the amulet can teleport its bearer to someone who needs its bearer's help. Also, the idea of a princess becoming a monster not only seems familiar to Princess Fiona from the Shrek franchise, but it kind of makes me think back to a few fan art pictures on DeviantArt that imagine what it'd be like if Belle became a beast. As for the animation, well, to me, the animation for this series is still excellent, and I think it has slightly evolved ever since the Tale of the Noble Knight episode, which, like this episode, chronologically takes place after Princess Elena was freed, which explains why Sophia's amulet is ruby pink. Also, I think the Kingdom of Isleworth is a really beautiful and enchanting place. And now, let's talk about the episode's song, More to Adore, sung by Sophia, Charlotte, and Morris. Now to me, this is a really beautiful song, and every time I listen to it, not only does it feel reminiscent to something there, but it makes a very sweet way for both Charlotte and Morris to get to know each other. And I really love how Sophia makes a nice bridge for them to get along. Plus, nearing the end of the song, I spotted a stag that almost resembles that of the Great Prince from Bambi, whom I've noticed before in a couple previous episodes. And now, let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought him to life. Princess Sophia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. Like I said several times, Sofia is a kind, passionate, and helpful princess, and this episode is no different, due to her being summoned to help Princess Charlotte change back to normal. Plus, I think Sofia makes a very sweet shipper, especially since she's about 10 years old during the time of this episode. Next we come to Princess Charlotte, voiced by Megan Hilty, whom, after this episode, voiced Prisma in the Mystic Isles episode, and she was the singing voice for Snow White in Shrek the Third. She voiced Rosetta in a couple of the Tinkerbell sequels, the China Princess in Legends of Oz: Dorothy's Return, and in 2008, I saw her play Glinda in the Broadway musical Wicked. Charlotte is the princess of Isleworth, whom was turned into a beast as punishment for being rude and insensitive to Morris the Goblin. And to me, underneath her beastly form, Charlotte is a likable and a caring person. Plus, I like that Charlotte loves to sing in her room and dance the waltz with her pillow. And I thought it was very brave of her to stand up for Morris in order to save him from her guards. And I also like the part where she apologized and when she said that she understood what it's like to be treated like something that cannot think or feel or be judged by how you look. Plus, I thought the ending where she and Morris dance was simply really romantic. Our next character is Morris, a goblin voiced by Andrew Reynolds, who'd later voice Sky in the Mystic Isles episodes, as well as King Pepe from Vampirina, and he was in the raunchy Book of Mormon stage musical, and why him? Ugh! Anyway, I find Morris to be a very nice, polite, and a generous goblin, and I find it pretty interesting that he has a passion for collecting all things royal, ranging from teacups and silver spoons to a replica of the Enchantian flag. Plus, Morris loves singing in his garden with chipmunks and deers and playing catch with a weeping willow. Plus, I think his house, which is a tree with a bright red door on it, seems like a very nice, comfortable looking place. Also, I know this may be a bit off topic, but Morris would have to be the second animated goblin that I know about who interacted with a princess. The first being Prince Froglet from The Princess and the Goblin. Gee, long time since I talked about this movie, huh? Anyway, back to Morris. Upon meeting Sofia and Charlotte in her beast form, he was a bit reluctant to cooperate. But later, after Charlotte defends him, Morris feels grateful due to her being the first person to do something like that for him. Finally, we come to Vanessa, the most famous enchantress in Isleworth, voiced by Meredith Quill, whom I only remember from the Veronica Mars series. Now, this character is the one responsible for turning Princess Charlotte into a beast in order to punish her for being rude and insensitive to her friend Morris the Goblin. And to me, I really like Vanessa, not just for her personality, but I find it pretty interesting that her appearance and her body language are loosely based on a Siamese cat, which is what she can transform into. And now, on to my final words. Overall, Beauty is the Beast would have to be another one of my favorite episodes from Sofia's third season. The animation is excellent, the story is creative, not just for utilizing some of the best aspects of Beauty and the Beast, but for also mixing in social lessons with fairy tale lore and having a nice moral on prejudice and treating others with respect. Charlotte and Morris are both likable characters, and I think they both have a lot in common, and they make a great friendship couple. And I thought Princess Sofia was a sweet supporting character for helping them get to know one another. Also, the episode's song was very romantic, and the humor was pretty charming, but sometimes a bit awkward. And I think this is another episode that you and your children will really enjoy. I give it a full 100%. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time where we return to Tengu to meet a rookie genie fresh out of the lamp. Mustang Power.